Good morning, family. Today I want to read to you from the Bible, 2 Kings chapter 4 and verse 8. This will be reading from the Message Bible, but it'll be the same story in any version in any Bible that you put in your hands. The prophet Elisha is who we will be talking about today. And as I read through this, I want you to know that the Bible is not a novel. It's not a book written by man trying to appeal to our senses. These are truths that are laid out before us. So in your mind's eye, try to elaborate this story and see it, how it's happening. I'll give it to you in black and white, but you're going to have to use a little bit of imagination to kind of see what's going on in this town. Try to see it in your mind's eye so that you can bring this story to life. Here we go, 2 Kings 4, chapter 8. One day Elisha the prophet passed through Shunam, and one of the leading ladies of the town talked him into stopping by for a meal with her and her husband. And then it became his custom to stop by whenever he passed through. He would eat a meal with them and convene with them. I'm certain the woman said to her husband that this man who stops by with us all the time is a holy man of God. Why don't we add on a small room upstairs? A place that when the man of God comes by, he can have a place to sleep with a bed and a desk and a lamp and a chair. And so it happened that the next time when Elisha stopped by, he went to the room and he laid down for a nap. Then Elisha rose from his nap and reached out to his servant Gehazi and said, "Tell the Shunamite woman that I want to see her." So the servant called her and she came. Through Gehazi, Elisha said to the woman, "You've gone far beyond the call of duty in taking care of us. Is there anything we can do for you? Do you have a request that we can bring before the king or to the commanders of the army?" She replied, "No, there's nothing. I'm secure and satisfied in my family." Elisha conferred with his servant and said, "There's got to be something that we can do for her." "But what?" Gehazi said, "Well, she has no son, and her husband is an older man." "Call her in," Elisha said. So he called her, and she stood at the open door of the room. Elisha said to her, "This time next year you will be nursing an infant son." "Oh, my master, oh, holy man," she said, "don't play games with me, teasing me with such fantasies." And so it happened. A year later, the woman conceived just as Elisha had said to her. She had a son. And over time, the child grew. One day he went to his father, who was working in the harvest, complaining, "My head's hurting, Dad, my head hurts." His father ordered a servant to carry him to his mother. And the servant took the boy in his arms and carried him to his mother, laying the boy upon his mother's lap. As it come to pass, the boy soon died. She took the boy up and laid him on the bed of the man of God. In that room they built, and they shut him in alone and left. Then she called to her husband and said, "Get me a servant and a donkey so that I can go to this holy man. I'll be back as soon as I can." "But why today?" he said. "This is not a holy day. It's neither new moon nor Sabbath." She said, "Do not ask questions. I need to go now. Trust." She went ahead and saddled the donkey, ordering her servant, "Take the lead. I'll let you know if you're going too fast." So off they went, and she came to the holy man at Mount Carmel. And the holy man, spotting her while she was still off, sent his servant Gehazi to meet her to find out why. Is she coming? Is everything okay? Is your husband all right? Is your child okay? Is there something wrong? She told the servant everything was fine, but when she reached the holy man at the mountain, she threw herself at his feet and clung to him. Gehazi come to pull her away, but the holy man said, "Leave her alone. She is in distress, but God has not told me why. I have no idea." Then the woman spoke up. "Did I ask you for a son? Didn't I tell you, don't tease me with false hopes?" He ordered Gehazi, "Go, quickly, grab my staff, put it across the boy's face." The Shunamite woman and Gehazi went to her house. Gehazi arrived first and laid the staff across the boy's face, but he saw no change in life. There was no sound. Gehazi went back to meet Elijah as he was arriving. The boy has not stirred. So Elisha entered the house and found the boy stretched out dead on the bed made for him in his room. So Elisha went into the room and locked the door. Just the two of them in the room. And he prayed out to God, cried out to God. Then he got into the bed with the boy and laid face to face with him, hand to hand, just completely covering the boy's body, exactly the way the boy was. And the boy's body became warm. Elisha got up and paced back and forth in the room, and then he went again to stretch himself upon the boy, and the boy started sneezing 7 times. He sneezed, and then the boy opened his eyes. Elisha called to his servant and said, "Bring Mom." And she came to the room. Elisha said, "Embrace your son." She fell at Elisha's feet in absolute amazement. She then embraced her son, and off to life they went. What an awesome story, family. Sometimes the stories of the Bible seem a little far-fetched, but can I tell you that there is nothing far-fetched about this story? Look around you, listen to people, and you'll hear basically the same stories that have happened in our recent times and throughout time itself. There are many stories out here of God's great mercy. God is not dead. He's surely alive, and he's living on the inside of every one of us, roaring like a lion, saying to all his family, me and you, be my hands and feet in the earth. There is much to do. God is the giver of life. He brings dead things to life. He always has. He makes all things new. He took me, basically dead and buried, a walking dead man, and he picked me up and pulled me out of the miry clay, and he put my feet on the rock to stay. Praise him, for he is the giver of life. This story has been preached many a time, and I've heard it preached. People are very creative. I hope that you could see God in this story. This is real.